Hey, welcome in. I'm Dawn,
I'm John.
and this is Mileage May Vary. First, I want to say what a blessing it is to have Papa on here.
Yeah, that was cool, wasn't it? I liked having Pawpaw up here talking a little bit. I look forward to the next episode we have. Just kind of finish the story out, folks. I never really understood my dad and some of the things he did. They all kind of a little weird to me.
Yeah.
But when I took him back to Pennsylvania
Mm-hmm.
and we went through his journey through life, I understand my dad so much better. And I can't wait to show you guys what I learned about my father.
Papa has always been just the smiling little old man.
Always happy,
up
no
there, yeah.
care.
Until
Yeah.
you come around, and then y'all start messing with each other.
Yeah, yeah. He's fixing to take off and go back to Mississippi and see Carol.
Oh, is he?
You know, he's going to spend a couple days there with her and turn around and come back. That's his Christmas he wants to do.
Oh, it's
So
been a
we
minute
got to
since
get
I've
him
seen
hooked
Carol.
up and get him going.
Yeah, yeah. Is he flying, driving?
Oh, he going to drive. He ain't going to fly. He's hung on I'm driving. It's my way, my highway. I'm doing it. So him and Janine just get to rolling on.
Oh, Janine's going too?
Yeah.
Well,
They run the Christmas presents down there and they'll have a really good visit.
well,
So
good.
what questions do you have for me today?
Questions? I got a lot of statements for
Oh
you.
my gosh, we're doing the statement thing today. I didn't say that. That wasn't me. That was the other one. You know, being a Gemini, I can be two people.
Oh,
I don't have to
Gemini?
be me all the time.
Like a Jekyll and Hyde kind of deal?
Worse than that.
Worse than that.
Yeah, that was a bad movie.
Well, one thing I wanted to talk about, we spoke a little bit about the limitless leadership that I went to.
Josh Parnell, my buddy, yeah.
Mhm. And before I went there, one of the main things I was noticing and hearing were issues between shop owners and newer generations in the shop.
Yes.
There
yes.
seems to be this kind of divide.
It's an age difference more than anything else. Yeah.
Yeah. And I wanted to talk a little bit about personality types. Have you ever taken a personality test?
I've never taken a personality test in my life. That don't sound like a lie, does it?
Yeah, you know.
You know, I'm not really trying to mislead you down a long road, but I just wanted you to be interested in what I got to say.
Okay, yeah, you made me make eye contact. So, personality, they've got hundreds of thousands of personality tests.
I'm a steamroller hugger.
Okay.
There you go. That
Well,
helps you?
not in the slightest. Not in the slightest. I mean, they've even got personality tests to tell you what type of pizza you would be.
They probably done that on me already.
Well, there is, and I'm going to give y'all a little something here. I'm actually thinking about building a class, and it's going to be mainly about this. But there is scrap everything else.
Yep.
You don't need to know you're an A, B, capital I, whatever, all that. You can if you want to. But the easiest way, and this is what I teach for my people, this is what I've taught business owners, is there are 4 main personality types that you need to remember. Okay?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Steamroller and hugger is not one of them, I take it.
It is.
Oh, dog.
Now, I personally wouldn't call it that, but to each their own.
Yeah, I understand. Young folks, mileage may vary. I got a lot more miles down the road than she does.
So, your 4 main personality types. You have, it's called DISC. D-I-S-C. D-I-S-C.
I know how to spell this.
Well, you know, I want to make sure that we're on the same page. Communication.
Communication. I love that.
There we go. So your D personality types, these most of the time are going to be your shop owners. These are the people that get shit done. Now, asterisks, not all shop owners are D personality types.
Evil shop owners. That's who you are, Mike Allen.
So these are your people. They don't care about the fat. They don't want to know all the fluffy stuff. Like usually when they're in the business mindset, they want to know about the end product and get there. They don't care how we get there. They want to know the end product.
We have advisors for that other stuff.
Sure. Your I personality types, little bit like you. These are your, most of the time they're going to be like your marketing people, your influencers, your things like that. They're the people that want to have fun. They get to do the business.
Yeah.
And they try to get it done so they can do the fun. Now, you're not completely that, but people know you because you were fun.
Me?
Yeah.
Fun?
Yeah.
I've never been called fun before.
Well,
You asked Cutter and Winston back at the shop if there's any fun left in me. I ain't no fun left in that old man.
yeah. I don't know. Today I saw you push somebody in a playful way.
Wasn't me.
Yeah, it wasn't
me.
That was
That was the other one.
Yeah, that was the guy in all gold, huh?
The evil shop owner.
Yeah,
I know him.
But these are your people that are personality driven. They're people that they're somebody that people flock to.
Right.
You have your C personality types. These are usually going to be your technicians. These are the by the book. I want to go in there and I want to rebuild that engine. I want
to fix it. Fix it, people.
They are what I like to call your calculators, your C personality types.
Yeah.
And then you have your S personality types. And this is what I would consider Kim to be. These are your sweethearts. These are the how are you doing?
Don't want to hurt nobody's feelings.
Oh, I heard you had to take your dog
me.
to the vet. Oh, they're your sweethearts. These are usually your people that you have at the front desk, your client-facing personality types.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Now,
and we got one now. That's Cutter.
Oh, Cutter?
Yeah.
Not everybody is just one personality type or another. Like, you can be a mix of things. And depending on if you're at home or if you're at work, that could vary. But usually we see a dominant personality type.
Yeah, we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
With that being said, your goal, whether you are in marketing, whether you are at the front desk, whether you're a shop owner, like you said, there are many hats that you have to wear when you're in business.
At least 7 different hats you're going to be wearing.
Mm-hmm. And your goal when you're communicating is to be a chameleon, is to morph the way you talk and how you talk to match who you're talking to.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So when I was teaching young women and men on the phones, when they answer phones, you have to be able to listen for those key indicators of who you're talking to and match that. So when a D personality type calls, say, let's just use the example of an oil change. When a D personality type calls, they're going to say things like, I need an oil change. I want an oil change. It's short, sweet, to the point. You're going to hear, I need, I want. That is the what they want going on. Right. And you're going to have to mimic that. Another key thing that you're going to hear with that, whenever they spell something, hey, can you spell that? They're going to say Delta, Oscar, Tango.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're going to the point. When your influencers call, your I personality types, they're going to say, yeah, my car keeps screaming at me. I think I need an oil change, so I guess I thought I'd give y'all a call. And they're going to be like, oh, how much that's going to cost me? Well, you can't give me a discount, right?
Yeah.
They're going to joke around with you. They're also going to spell things out, too. They may say, like, O is an oil change. Like, they're going to try to throw jokes and funny stuff in there.
I do that with people that I go to do business with.
Uh-huh.
I throw different things out there to see if they're trying to read me. And I can pick up real quick if they've been trained to read people or not, just by throwing some of the joke. Because when I first do business with it, if they're reading me, they know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I show up in person, I throw different language out there.
Mm-hmm.
And if they've read me, I can see the look on their face like, oh, you just confused me.
Mm-hmm.
And if they didn't read me and they didn't understand what their job was, and I come in there and I pop off with different language, different set, then they're like, they just kind of roll with it, but they're like numb.
Yeah.
Is what I want to say.
Yeah.
So learn these different traits that she's talking about, and you can deal with your customers a lot better. You can deal with the A customer and the B customer and the C customer all within the same few minutes of each other, because you know what to expect, you know what to do. And when they come in and they act like me, laugh about it. Say, ha, you're changing up on me, huh? And then they know you know how to read a client and take care of a client.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Now, with these I customers, these influencers, they are fun-loving.
Yeah.
But their goal is they've spent a long time creating an atmosphere around them that allows them to have fun. Exactly. And if something gets in that way, that's when they can shift into that D personality type.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So your goal is to make sure to keep that sphere around them the way that they want it. Now your your C personality types, your technicians.
Mm-hmm.
When they call for an oil change, they're going to say, it's kind of like D's, I need, I want. But they're going to say, I need an oil change. It's been 6,000 miles or about X amount of months.
And I want this kind of oil.
Yep. They're going to give you exactly what they want.
And I want you to use this oil filter.
Yep. Because they are concerned, like the D personality, they're concerned about the end process, but they also care about the in-between.
Mm-hmm.
They care about the in-between. These are the type of people that when they ask questions of you, you better have an answer, and you better be confident in that answer.
I did a guy one time, he called me on the phone. He was like that personality. And we were talking about exhaust gas temperatures on a turbocharged diesel engine. And I knew he was intelligent enough. And he asked me a dumb question. Like, do you think it's going to have 14,000 BTUs on that? And I think it's probably 140, you know? And then he just triggered off on me. Kind of guy I'm dealing with here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he knows how to fix it. He knows what he's doing. Let him do it. Leave me alone.
Mm-hmm. Once you're able to give them that confident answer or the confidence, you could not know what you're talking about. Here's the other thing. With all these personality types, if you don't know something, your role, first off, I always say, that's a great question.
Exactly.
Who doesn't love thinking like, oh, I brought up a good question?
That's right.
That's a great question. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get that answer. But before that, let's go ahead and tackle everything else on this list.
That's what I tell everybody. It's not what you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's knowing where to find the answer at.
Mm-hmm.
I love the way you put that out there. And yeah, that's one of my big philosophies. It's not necessarily you got to know everything. You just got to know who to go get it from.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I say going to these big events like we go to is a big plus for you because you get to know these people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now let's talk about our S personality types.
Oh,
whoa. S, our sweethearts, our softies. Now, when they call, you're going to instantly be able to tell when they're on the phone.
Oh, you got to lower everything. You got to be patient. You just got to develop the patience to deal with this person.
Yes. They're going to call, and for an oil change, they may say, hi, yes, thank you for answering the phone. My
spouse told me to call you.
Can I have an oil change? That's the key thing. Can I? Please. May I? They're asking you for permission. They called you. You do oil changes, but they are making sure it's okay with you that they bring their car in. So I want to make sure out of all these personality types, if you mess up, you fix what you mess up. But with S personality types, if you are an I or a D person or even a C, S personality types tend to get run over the most.
Exactly. Yep.
And once you run that S personality type over, they are one of the hardest to fix that relationship with.
Trust factor. Right.
They take it personally.
My buddy Rick White talks about a trust bank.
Mm.
Either you're depositing into the bank or you're taking out of the bank. Mm-hmm. And when you get to the negative factor from that bank, there's no more banking.
You're done. You're done.
You know, so the trust factor is a huge, huge bank account for you folks.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And the other thing is, if you run over this S personality type, when it comes to personalities, and you mentioned it already, and I want to make sure we circle back, usually opposites attract. So if you run over this S personality type, they have a D spouse or significant other that's calling you and cursing you out.
Amen.
They're leaving a Google review. They're doing something. Because it's their job to protect their significant other that you just rolled over.
That's so true, Amber. Mm-hmm. You know, I've had it a dozen times where I was dealing with one customer and we was talking about this thing and the message got relayed to the other and it was like off the wall crazy and they called me and what in the world are you talking about? And we go back through the conversation and, oh, well, that's not the way it was explained to me. Or they would say, my gosh, why are you doing it like that? Yep. You know, that steamroller mentality just comes out and yeah, you got to be careful, folks. Got to be warned.
Exactly. So these personality types, keep those in mind. Your goal, again, as a business owner, within business, or even in your personal life, is to be able to morph into that personality so you can better communicate with them.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Now, that's one factor. The other factor is age. There is age gaps.
I really don't like it when you start talking age.
Well,
you know, because that's like that. You think, I don't know. I just feel like you're calling me old sometimes.
Hey, you hear what you want to hear.
You know what's the problem with old men is? They think they're young. Yeah, that's a big problem. Hey, I got a deal. I got a question to ask you folks. What kind of shoes does chickens wear? Reeboks. That's my dad joke today.
And that was Mileage May Vary. Have a good night, folks. Ooh, Ooh, dad jokes. I didn't know you had those in you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We're talking about age differences between shop owners and technicians, or shop owners in your front desk, or shop owners and whatever. I think a big thing that people don't think about is how, well, let me rephrase that. They think about it, but in different terms.
People don't think, but go ahead.
Yeah. You've got to learn to think.
You got to slow down and pause and think.
Yes.
Then talk.
And that is the hardest thing to do.
Or like my best friend tells me all the time, John, just S-F-U.
Amen.
That's all there is to it.
And if you didn't get that one, maybe you need to attend a couple of classes with us. So older generations, when you were coming up and learning about shops and all of that, my assumption is you learned by watching. Right? You'd watch what they were doing, and then you would do it.
And then you get to touch it and clean it. Wash the dirt and grime off of it so you knew what it felt like. You know? And then you give it back to them, and they'd put it all together. And you get to watch that.
So you had that hands-on.
Yeah.
Now, younger generation like mine, and I like to think I'm younger.
I don't get to watch the part no more. You get to just watch it on YouTube.
Yes, and that's the key thing. Back then, you would watch, be told what to do, then do it.
And feel.
Where
you get to feel it. You get to hold it.
My generation and younger, questions were encouraged, and they're everywhere. They are just a pickup from the phone.
Yep.
So when your techs ask you questions, it's not that they're trying to say, hey, why are you doing it that way? That's how they grew up, and that's how they learned to do things, is to question it.
That's how we learned to do things, was the other way.
So there's two different ways of learning, and sometimes...
Why can't you just do it my way?
Yeah.
Why can't you? Why do you got to do... Why we got to change all that? Why can't we do the same thing over again? Because it's not called progress.
That's important too, that question, that 3-letter word. Why?
Yeah, it is.
If you can explain the why behind something, you are more likely to get that technician or whoever to be on your side and do what you were asking.
It's going to be a win.
This, because I said so, because it's the best way, it doesn't fly usually.
Right.
You need to be able to communicate the why so both sides can come to an agreement. Yeah?
Why?
Because I said so.
I like it.
Another key thing that some older generations do is they're going to use like shorthand phrases or terms because y'all done this 5,000 plus times.
Oh, we got so much going through our brain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then you asked me a question, and I don't feel like I need to explain it. I just think to say yes or no.
Yeah.
And that should be good, and we should just go on down the road. But I've learned that yes or no don't always get the answer applied to the situation.
Exactly. And younger generations, they don't have that mileage under their belt yet. Again, we already touched on this. Older generations, they trust in the process, not really needing to know the why, but they've seen it done by someone who knows the why.
Exactly.
They can just do it.
Right.
And younger generations are going to respond better when they understand the why.
Yep.
But either way, respect goes both ways. Those are some of the things between the generations that I've heard issues with. Younger kids don't want to learn, they're lazy, yada yada. Not necessarily.
I disagree with that. The younger kids want to learn.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to learn their way, the way they were taught to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the younger generation are good problem solvers, and you got to get out of their way.
Mm-hmm.
This is the task. This is the issue we're having. How are you going to fix it?
Mm-hmm.
And step back and watch them go. Dealing with the younger generation at my shop has been an eye-opening experience. But if you're not communicating, you're not talking, you're not discussing, you're set up for failure. I promise you that. But the younger generation will work as hard as you need them to work and do the things you need to work if you communicate. And it's how you communicate with a type of personality that they have that makes a difference. And that's what you're teaching us today, folks.
Yep. And what I used to do before I hired any person in my office is when I was doing the hiring process, before I had them come in for the interview, I used to have them take that personality test.
Mm-hmm. Make sure
Sounds
they fit.
weird. Sounds weird, yes. But also make sure that I can train them the way they want to be trained.
You know, folks, we spend so much time in our business developing a culture and having the type of employees that we want, that we can help our business succeed the best. And when we bring somebody in that doesn't fit into our culture, doesn't fit into our lifestyle, it will tank the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I almost tanked my business just a while back, okay? And finally that employee left, and having that has really changed the whole atmosphere of the whole business,
Mm-hmm.
and it's blossomed. It's made so much better, but just getting rid of getting that one apple to go down the road a little further,
Mm-hmm.
away from our tree.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Now, I want to talk a little bit about how our brains process information. So, you've seen this with me. When you and I talk, we have different languages that we speak in, but you'll hear me when I talk to you. Sometimes I'll do long pauses, and you see me think, and you see those numbers churning.
I see the smoke coming out of the mirror.
Yeah, sometimes
what you're
it's
doing.
smoke, sometimes, but I'm trying to make sure that I'm understanding what you're saying and then communicating your vision to you so we're on the same page.
Right.
So we hear things fast, but we interpret them slow. So like
yeah.
John was saying, before you respond, you need to STF you
Yeah.
and then respond. Fully understand what that other person is saying before you respond. The other thing is whenever older generations talk in these shorthands or things like that,
Yep.
if I don't understand what they're saying, I'm going to fill in the gaps based off of past experiences.
Exactly.
And sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. It's a mechanism we use just all the time to try to understand.
That's right.
But sometimes those past
I'm sitting here
experiences,
thinking about what she's saying, and I'm trying to get it
Yeah.
down right.
twiddling his thumbs. So like if an owner is like, check the front end. One tech could check tie rods, another checks control arms, another thinks alignment. So that one thing could mean different things. Now,
Exactly.
I don't know if that makes sense to you.
It didn't, but I understand what you're
Okay, you get what I'm saying. I'm not an auto
So
person.
I got the visual of what she's trying to tell me, but I knew what she's saying ain't made no sense because you ain't going to have 4 different techs on one automobile to check a front end out. You might have 2.
Sure.
Because one's going to control the ball joint while the other one is looking at the wear that's on it. And sometimes it don't take 2. You've got the right jack, it's just one.
Sure. But the key thing
And
is,
we all know that. And you don't know that
No.
because you're not the automotive industry. But your analogy of what you was trying to put off drew a better picture for me.
perfect. So yeah, one thing could mean different things, different people, because they're pulling from different past experiences.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. A big one, and this is one that I struggle with, is assumptions will override accuracy. If you say something to me and the picture isn't clear, I may assume he's having a bad day, or he's being an asshole, or he doesn't want to talk to me. My assumptions could really mess things up.
Yes, it could.
Just like your assumptions, if you tell me something and I don't understand, oh, she doesn't get it, she's stupid or whatever, your assumptions could hinder your relationship and the end deal, which is...
I was wanting a building built.
Uh-huh.
And I assumed the guy realized I wanted 12-foot walls for this building. Folks, we wound up with 16-foot walls for this building because I assumed he knew what I was talking about. So since then, we draw things out.
Hey, and sometimes all it takes is one
if
issue.
I need somebody to get a visual of what I'm trying to do, I'm an artist. Not a good one, but I'm an artist.
Absolutely. Another key thing, which anybody in the shop is going to run into, stress equals poor listening.
Stress equals what?
Poor listening.
I would say that one more time because I don't think I hear you. Poor list. A list that's bad? What are you saying?
Let me draw it out for you.
Draw it out. There you
There we go. There we go.
You heard it here, folks.
What was that?
Yeah, we'll pause just for a moment there. Let that sink in.
But when you have a packed morning, you're busy, you've got all these things that need to get done or needed to get done yesterday, but guess what? It's today and they're still not done. Your ability to listen is
out the window. It's tanked. It's
out the
done.
window. out the
Yeah.
and that's why those pauses are important too.
Right.
Really soaking in what someone's telling you.
So back in the day, my mom used to do all my bills and pay accounts payables and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was up on the counter talking to customers, and she would get there about 9 o'clock in the morning. And by 10 o'clock in the morning, she'd pull me aside and she'd go, John, we need money for this. John, we need money for that. John, we don't have the money to pay this. John, we don't have the money to pay that. John. And it would affect all my sales that day. And I started tracking my sales, and I started, well, why my sales fall? What's going on? And then I went, and every one of those days my sales fall is when my mom shared with me negative information that morning.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally went to Mom and said, no more talks with you in the morning about money. 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we sit down and talk about money and we get it down. But I don't want that stress holding me back to take care of my customers and the business I need to take care of. So if you're stressed at work, you're holding back. I promise you. The stress is keeping you down. It's keeping you back. You can't take that to work on the morning shift. You got to empty that, take care of it in the afternoon, and have a fresh day the next day.
Absolutely.
So one of the things we did, I'll share this with you, because technicians have stress about the work they're doing, what they're doing, how they're doing it that day. All of this is involved at the end of the day. Every day at my shop, we do a debriefing. Every day. Folks, you're going to be asked this question. What went wrong today?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think you could have done to change that?
Mm-hmm.
Make it better, you know? What are you excited about for tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Those 3 simple questions can help a technician or a manager or somebody not take that work home with them that night and help them have a good time with their family.
Can I challenge you to add one more question to that?
3 questions is enough.
Listen.
Can we change one of the questions?
No. Well, you can. Hey,
Our little meeting takes 30 minutes.
just like everybody else, I'll give you stuff, but whether you implement it or not is up to you.
I got stress level out the roof. I don't know if I can listen.
Well, this is the time to pause and listen. There we go. One thing for these younger people that I think would be powerful to add in those questions is, what went right today? What was something that you did great?
Influence. That's why you follow it up. And you can change that deal about what's going on. But what went right today? What great one? What was your win? That's what we asked.
The win.
That's like Rickism. If you don't know who that is, that's Rick White. What was your win today? That's one of his questions he wants.
And always end on a win.
Always.
Don't end on a negative. Don't end on a negative. Because they're going to take that home
cover
with
the
you.
negative. The next one brings them up and keeps the positive flowing.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, what I want to show you now is I'm gonna play a clip.
It's show and tell time, huh?
It's show and listen time.
I'm glad my stress level's down.
There we go. I'm gonna show you a clip. I'll put it on screen for everybody else. But let me show this.
I'll hold up a card in either suit. I'm gonna go faster and faster, so see if you can keep up.
Okay. Diamond. Club. Spade. Heart. Diamond. Spade. Diamond. Heart. Club. Spade. Heart. Diamond. Club. Heart. Spade. Diamond. Club. Spade. Heart. Club. Spade. Heart. Did I pass?
No. But few people do.
Black hearts. Red spades? Come on, that's like cheating.
Experience has conditioned you into thinking that all hearts are red and all spades are black. Because their shapes are similar, it's easier for your mind to interpret them based on that past experience than to be open to the idea they could be different.
How do you know?
What do you think about that?
I love it.
That's what I'm talking about. He didn't pause to look at the cards. He assumed he was right based off of past experiences.
Yep.
I was at I haven't seen the movie. I was at an event.
That was the guy in Back to the Future, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
The crazy professor guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you watch movies?
Nope.
I could tell by the way you said that.
Why?
I don't watch movies either, but Doc, his name's Doc.
His name was Doc. Yeah, McFly. Anybody home, McFly? I remember that part.
Okay. All right. Couple of things I wanted to share. These are, if you didn't get anything else, I'm going to give you some quick, simple tips that you can remember to effectively communicate with your team better, or with your spouse, or with customers, whatever. These are boom, 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 easy tips.
So
Okay.
this is like marriage advice too, huh?
No.
You said spouse.
This is just communication advice. Do not come back to me and be like, "Hey,
You
they
gotta
got
do this first.
they got mad at me because
I'm
you
gonna
said
use
this."
this shit. I
Yeah.
promise.
I'm not licensed.
Go for it.
Use at your own risk. Okay. 3-sentence formula. You
Three
like threes.
sentences to formulate what?
This is where we pause and listen.
Oh.
Yeah. We'll do what do they do in school now? Put the bubbles in your mouth. So 3-sentence formula to make sure that you're on the same page.
Okay.
When you want something done, you need to communicate what you want done, any specific details or limits, and what success looks like to you.
Sounds like something from a leadership class. Where'd
Weird.
you learn that?
Huh? So,
Successful-
for example, do a front brake inspection. That's your what you want done. Pads, rotors, check everything, right? Everything you list. That's specific details and limits. Tell me before you start the repair. That's what success looks like to you. Right? Simple. That is a clear way to communicate with somebody what you want done. Again, what you want done, specific details, what success looks like to you.
That's awesome.
Bada bing,
That's
bada boom.
awesome. You know, building a plan, setting a goal, building a plan, achieving the goal.
Absolutely. Now, for someone who is receiving that information, or if someone's trying to tell you something, you're going to do the no assumptions checklist, right? Because you know what they say about assumptions.
Yes, that's you and me.
Something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Something
yeah.
like that. So before starting any job or any task that was given to you, you're going to mentally check 3 things. 1, do I know exactly what they want? Do I know what order to do it? And do I know what the result should look like? If any of those questions, if you have a no for any of those, you need to ask one question at least before grabbing your tools. It's going to prevent 90% of the I thought you meant
I
situations.
thought you meant. Didn't you say that?
No.
That's not what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
What you said is not what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
What I heard is not what you said. All that kind of crap gets taken out of the picture, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, my buddy says all the time, set expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you said is what I've done for years. Set expectations. Gosh, Amber. You're good. You're just saying it a different way, folks, than what
Sure.
I said it.
Sure.
Miles may vary.
Well, it may vary. We talked a lot about pausing and confirming. So, 2 to 3 seconds. You don't have to sit there and go, let me ponder this. 2 to 3 seconds. Consider what they said. And then it gives you time to process what they told you. And then what I like to do, and you've seen me do this a lot with you, I will
Never.
pause and confirm what
will
you said.
pause and confront. Yes, I
Yep.
agree.
I'll do that too.
Yes, you will, folks. You'll get on that ass.
Uh-huh. So, like, when we were setting up the studio at the shop, you told me I want this, 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 this. And I would pause and I'd go, let me make sure that our vision's the same. Or
Put
here's
it together. Make
here's
sure
what
we
I
got
heard
the
you
same
say.
vision.
Mm-hmm. So you want to pause and confirm something.
Yep.
So you pause and you go, okay, let me consider. Okay, so you just want the left side or full inspection, right? Or you want me to diagnose first, then call you. So tiny pauses and then confirmation. And a big one is the picture match technique. And I've done this with you quite a bit. So you tell me you want something.
Uh-huh.
I pause and consider. And then I either ask my question or I say, here's how I'm picturing it. So when you say, I want a studio set
How
up,
about the others? Tell me more.
you could do that
You've
as
done
well.
that to me a bunch.
Oh.
Tell me more.
Yep. Tell me more. Because if I don't understand what you're saying, I'm not going to assume, because we know what happens when you assume.
Uh-huh.
I'm not about to spend 30 minutes doing something that I have to change. Like you're not about to go and do a full inspection when you weren't supposed to do that and you're supposed to do something else. I'm not wasting my time. My time's money. And a
Knock
lot
it
of the
out
time,
park, folks.
my time's your money, right?
Yep.
Your text time is your money. So when you tell me something, you tell me what you want. I pause, I listen, I ask my questions if I have them. I either confirm what you want if I think I've got it, or I say, here's how I'm picturing it. So you want a TV in the back, the table set up, the mics on either side, the screen over here, and
Pop filters in place.
Pop filter there, yada, yada, yada. So making sure that both pictures match in your brain is key to get shit done right the first time stuff.
I assume you already knew that.
I did. Last thing I wanted to chat about, because we're coming up on time here, is as a man who loves Starbucks, right? I'm assuming you go to Starbucks quite a bit.
You know, a good friend of mine named Rick White got me involved with Starbucks.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to have that English tea, breakfast tea, or whatever he calls it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why I've been going to Starbucks.
Yeah. Starbucks. So Starbucks back in, I think at 2008, don't quote me on that, they were doing a huge expansion movement. And the problem is they were so busy investing in their growth that they were lacking in the customer satisfaction department.
Oh, yeah.
And the
They
guy,
get tunnel vision.
they were quoted saying they were invested in infrastructure ahead of the growth curve, and it was time to shift their emphasis back onto customer-facing initiatives.
Mm-hmm.
So they came up with something called the latte method. And this is a method that I teach everybody.
Uh-huh.
Again, you can use this in your personal relationships, in business, whatever. This is the way to, how do I want to word this? When shit goes wrong, this is what I use.
Ah, cool.
Okay? So latte, L-A-T-T-E. L in latte is listen. That's the whole thing we've been talking about today.
Listen is number one.
Listen.
Yeah. Number one.
We're going to just assume two scenarios here. Either the customer's pissed at you or your technician or someone that's employed with you is upset with you. This is what we're running with, okay?
Right.
So first, listen to what they have to say, right?
2 ears, 1 mouth.
Mm-hmm. Seek to understand before being understood.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. So listen to what they're saying, right? Whatever the issue is. A is acknowledge. So you're either going to acknowledge what the customer's saying, like, okay, yeah, I hear you, so-and-so. Let me make sure that I got this right. And you're going to repeat that problem back to them. So I hear that you came in, the technician, da-da-da-da-da, you wanted this didn't happen, da-da-da. Is that correct?
Right.
Right? Or if it's your tech, you're like, hey, technician, I hear you. You're upset because so-and-so keeps stealing your tools. Whatever it is, right? Acknowledge the situation back to them. Then you're going to take action. This doesn't necessarily mean fix the problem right then and there. If you can, great.
That's right.
That's going to give you brownie points. But you're either going to take note of the issue, right? Literally write it down or put it in your phone, whatever. That's you taking action.
Right.
Or you're going to go fix the problem. This is an opportunity to take a customer's bad experience and make it a positive one.
Oh, change it up. Right.
Mm-hmm. So for my customers, when I was in the home inspection industry, when they'd call, I was the first point of contact. I was the person that they were screaming at on the phone. But I would say, okay, listen to the problem, acknowledge what they had, and then, okay, hey, I'm so sorry that experience was like that. My role today, what I'm going to do is I'm taking detailed notes of what occurred. I'm going to sit down personally with the manager, whoever, and explain X, Y, Z. And then I'm going to be your point of contact so you don't have to deal with anyone else from here on out.
Right.
And I wasn't fixing the problem, but I was taking action to correct
You
the
was
issue.
acknowledging the client had a problem.
Uh-huh. And then
You was probably the only person that they were able to talk to that they could acknowledge and you could acknowledge, communicate there was a problem.
There you go. The next thing that people miss is thanking them. Thanking them for bringing an issue to your attention.
Exactly. A lot of people.
And as a shop owner, if I'd rather a customer come to me with the issue than go to Google and leave a review. Give me the chance to fix the issue.
You know who does really, really good at that everybody likes to go see?
Who?
Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
Have a problem at Chick-fil-A. Anything at Chick-fil-A, and they're just thankful. If the sky's falling, they're thankful. You know, and that's what impresses me. I don't go to Chick-fil-A once, twice, maybe a month, maybe.
Yeah.
But I had a problem one time.
Oh.
And I went there next 3 or 4 days later, and I told that guy, yeah, I left here, da-da-da. He said, I'm so sorry that happened to you, John. I want to thank you for bringing that to our attention. And it's like, that was a script. Somebody wrote that down.
Yeah. But it sounds good, don't it?
And I've talked about it to several other people, and it's the same way with everybody I've talked to. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. We really appreciate you being here. Those folks have taken that thank you to the next level.
Absolutely.
Like you're teaching today.
Absolutely.
You know.
And right after you thank them, a thing that people get nervous about because they're like, oh, I just pissed them off. They're not going to want to come back. You need to encourage them to return. That can be hard to do, especially when you just got yelled at for 15 minutes. Hopefully it wasn't that long, but probably was. They, yell at you, you piece of crap, blah, 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 whatever it may be. Encourage them to return. Whether that be after you fix that situation or right there on the call or in person, this is going to, like we talked about earlier, when you ask people their wins, this is going to end this on a high note. I encourage them to come back. And with your technicians, hey, John, I appreciate you bringing me that issue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to so-and-so. Thank you so much. And if anything like this comes up in the future, come to me, talk to me.
Yeah, let's have it.
Encourage them to come back to make sure that you're on that same ground of communication and you're on the same page.
My dear old loving daddy's always told me, he said, I don't care how good you think you are. You don't rate good till you've taken care of somebody's problem. And how you took care of their problem is going to make you be the best that you can possibly be in their eyes.
Absolutely.
You know, how you handle it, folks, is what she's talking about.
Yeah. It's hard to do too. This is a hard thing to follow.
Yeah, because so many people have pride. But the worst thing that all you freaking mechanics got is ego. And I'm talking from experience because I was a mechanic. I was a mechanic for a long time before I ever became a business owner. And I've owned my shop since 1987. But I wasn't a business owner. I was just a freaking mechanic, just like the rest of you guys are. And I had an ego. If it was just nuts and bolts, we can put it together. We can fix it. We can make it happen. It's not a big deal. What an ego. When I got rid of my ego, I started dealing with people a different way. And it was through lessons like you're teaching here that changes the way we look at business.
Amen.
The other part of my Gemini coming out, but go ahead.
I think, like you said, with ego and learning, and this is something I struggle with, is if I can just put this into place, all my problems are going to be solved. It's like a caterpillar, right? Once I molt, I'm going to be a butterfly, and that's not what growth or success looks like. You can even think of it.
Clean that one up for me.
What do you mean?
Because he's happy being a caterpillar, and then he changed, or she, I'm sorry, I don't know if it's he or she.
Hey.
It's happy being a caterpillar, then somebody shoves butterfly down its throat? Or is it looking forward to being a butterfly and it's doing the best it can to get fat and happy? So when it turns into a butterfly, it can fly off happy.
Yes, but which
one is it? Yes, but.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. Success isn't once you do this, everything's going to be, every single part of your life is going to be perfect and the buku's in the middle. That's not how it is. It's not even like crabs in the ocean, right? They want to get bigger, they molt, and they get bigger. To me, success, and when you implement things into your business and your life, it's like a hermit crab. Hermit crabs molt. When they eat, they molt their skin and they get bigger. But they can get as big as they want, and if their shell doesn't grow too, they're screwed. So success is as you grow and you molt and you learn, you also have to find your shell to match, to go with that.
And if you can't, you're screwed. You heard it here, folks. You're screwed.
You're screwed. Yeehaw. That's really.
But that's true. You know, look back at me. I had pictures every 10 years taken of the property of Firm Automotive. You know, the first year was just the gas station. The second year was the gas station and the building next door where I was renting at. The third picture is the gas station building and the new building I built behind it. And now I'm looking for the fourth picture to be taken where it has the building behind it added to the front and the roof going over the old gas station. So it all looks like one building. So guess what I've done all these years? I've built my shell bigger and bigger and bigger. And I didn't even move from the address. I just built a bigger shell.
There you go. And that's the thing. As you grew, as you
built.
lost that ego, as you got a coach, as you went to these trainings, you molted, you
As
got
I
bigger.
became a business owner at that part.
And a business owner, excuse me. You had to grow your shell with you, or it was not going to be sustainable.
Your story hit the nail.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's perfect, Amber. I never thought of it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I got a bigger shell and I grew a bigger business.
Mm-hmm.
And wow. So have I reached my rainbow now?
You've reached your rainbow if you wanted to reach your rainbow.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between some people. Some people are happy with X. Some people are happy with Y. Some people are happy with Z.
I don't know. I'm not happy. I want another building.
Well, then it's time to make that shell bigger so you can molt and fit into it. Perfect. But that's all I got today. I was talking at you quite a bit. You feel like you learned some stuff?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've never had a latte before.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Old dog, new tricks.
Old dog, new trick. Miles may vary, folks.
We'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, you're not running this shop alone, and we want to hear your voice in this community. Got a story, a challenge, a question you want us to tackle? Scan the QR code or hit the link in the notes and send it our way. You might just hear it on a future episode.